Well, good morning. I hope you're all well. It's Monday morning now. I hope you've all had a great weekend and that you've been putting some of these tips into practice. So today again, we're talking about how to be happier, more positive, how to have a better life, how to enjoy life more. So in the first video, we talked about the reasons why somebody might want to be happier, what the difference would be, how it'll affect the people around you. So there's lots of reasons there, and if you haven't done that, go back and do the exercises in video 1. And yes, it's green tea time again. And then in video 2, we went over some simple exercises just to basically show you some ways to start to move to be happier, the traits of happy people. And today 3, we're going to work on the most important exercise for getting people to be happy and to move on. But before we do, I hope you're all enjoying the weather. It's an absolute heat wave here in Northumberland. We got up this morning and couldn't believe how beautiful it is. It's so warm, it's so dry. The wind has died right down, so it's lovely. So I hope you're all enjoying this beautiful weather outside. Okay, so video 3 is really about the big part of smiling, the big part of happiness, which is smiling. You notice that people who are happy smile. They have big smiles, lovely smiles. And it's about learning to develop that smile. That smile lets the rest of your body know that you're happy. It lets your mind know that you're happy. And we need to smile on a regular basis. We are designed to smile. It's easier to smile. We use less muscles and less energy when we smile than if we look grumpy and frown. So we need to develop our smile. It's kind of like our happy muscle. So it's really important to do that. So the first exercise is, let's get out and start smiling. And that scares the hell out of some people, but that's what we need to do. We need to get out and we need to start to smile. And the reason being is, first of all, it changes our physiology. When we smile, it changes everything in our body. Our digestive system works a lot better. Our immune system works a lot better. We get less diseases, according to some experts. It's important to smile. It helps us to release lots of feel-good chemicals and hormones and all sorts of things changes when we smile. According to some people who smile all the time get far less illnesses. I don't know if that's true, but I like to think it is, and let's think of it that way anyway. So it's kind of an emotion. It's a whole state of body in that we need to smile, and it's important to do it. So how do we smile? How do we manage to put that smile on, especially when we feel grumpy? And the first thing you want to do is to think of something or a time when you were really happy. So for me, I just think of my daughter. I think of my partner Mel. With my daughter, when she was a bit younger, we used to go to a local park called the Pirate Park. It's not there anymore, sadly. And Emma used to love to jump from thing to thing, playing the king or the robber, and I would be either the princess or the king or somebody else. God knows, I couldn't keep up with it all. However, she was there, she was smiling, she was happy. I can still see the blue sky, the clouds, the other kids making a noise, the bike ride up there, the bike ride back, the good weather, the bad weather. I just know that when Emma was in the Pirate Park, she was always happy. And the same again when I think of my partner Mel. We used to go down the beach, we used to walk at night, we used to go to a lovely pub for a cup of tea. That's something else that makes me smile and feel good inside. So the first thing to do is think of something that you have that makes you feel happy and makes you feel good. It might be something that really makes you giggle. The second one is think of something naughty. Really think of something really naughty. So it might be something you did that you shouldn't have done, maybe after a few beers. So I could think of an example that was one night we went out, we'd had a few drinks, and somebody ended up in the kids' play park that wasn't a kid and was on the swings. Just the whole situation, the laughing, the giggling, it might be that you've gone and said something to the wrong person. Just think of something that really makes you smile and laugh. Okay, it's the same thing, but something naughty. It's a nice thing to do, and we've all got them. So just think of the things that make you smile, things that are naughty. And the third thing to do is just to visualize yourself smiling. Imagine you're sitting there opposite yourself and you see yourself sitting there so happy, so relaxed, and really smiling. And as you do this, as you pull these into your mind, you're controlling what's going on in here, in the mind, wherever you believe it is, and it makes a difference. You've got a choice. You can be happy or you can be miserable. So think of things that make you happy and make you feel good. So really smile and bring these thoughts up. Think of something that makes you happy, something that's naughty. Think of something that, really changes that state of mind, and then visualize yourself sitting there or walking and smiling. And then what you want to do is to get out and actually do this. So it might be you just want to go for a walk locally, and when you see somebody else walking the other way, just say, "Good morning," and smile. And that does one of two things. It scares the hell out of some people, or they smile back. I remember years ago I used to be in a business centre in Jarrow, and everybody used to walk around the corridors, hundreds of people. Nobody would talk to each other. And we started to do this, and people would smile back. So it's really worth trying to do this. You get a much better response from people. The other ones are kids. When you see kids are always happy anyway, but sometimes they're a little bit afraid. You just smile at them and say hello. You might be one of those crazy people like me and my partner Mel who talk to animals, especially strange animals. So it could be you walk through the woods and you see some birds and smile and say hello to the birds. Dogs, cats, anything you see when you're out there, say hello to them and give it a great big smile. It really makes a difference. And then if you're out working with people, it's really, really important to smile at people. If you're wanting to get a reaction from somebody, smile at them and see that smile come back. And sometimes you have to do it 2 or 3 times, but when you smile nicely at people, it always seems to get a reaction. Now the question is why? We've mentioned it makes us feel better, which is what we want to do. It gets us into a better mental state. It changes our physiology. It changes how our immune system, our digestive system, and everything else works. But people like us more when we smile. When you look at somebody you might class as sexy, they don't look grumpy and miserable. They smile. You want to be around happy people because happy people are radiators and they attract people to them. And this might be a little step out of the ordinary of doing something that you don't want to do. It might scare you. However, a big tip here, and this actually comes up to a question that somebody asked me, was I have trouble getting out. I hide in the house. I don't like to go out for social occasions when I'm with friends. And the answer is, guys, we need to push ourselves a little bit. At some point, we might not feel like doing something, but when we do it afterwards, we feel much better. People who get up and go to the gym feel better after they've been to the gym. The motivation comes afterwards. We have to do things first. It's rather like having money and work. We have to do the work first to get the money. We have to pay for the food to eat it. And it's the same with doing any task or making changes, and that we really need to do the thing and then feel better. And then when we feel better, we can do it again and again and again. And this is the difference. We need to just get out and do it. Okay, so if you're struggling with any of this, just give yourself a target. Say, okay, I might not want to go out in that glorious weather today, but I'll push myself. And then once you're out, it feels so much better. So you need to do that. And the idea is that when you repeat this little exercise of going out and smiling at everybody and saying hello, it becomes so much easier. People will remember you, they'll like you, they'll start conversations, they'll do more business with you. Honestly, I've had a few people come to me and say they'd love to be a hypnotherapist, and they're the most miserable buggers about. And I'm thinking, nobody's going to come to you because they're going to feel worse when they've been to see you. So if you want to be anything in life, in business, you need to be out there and smiling and doing nice things, being talkative. So one of the things you can do to push yourself is maybe go out to the shops and talk to the person on the checkout. They're probably bored, they're sick of their job. And if you just say, hello, morning, and smile, it's amazing to see the response back. And then if you wanted to push it a little bit further next time, you could say, morning, how you doing? Have you got long left on your shift? And just start to chat to them. Have you been outside? It's lovely and warm in here today. It's better than being out in the sunshine. And just start pushing it little bits by little bits. And some people call this the comfort zone, and that we need to push ourselves to get out of our comfort zones to start to do new things. And it was that's what happened to me when I was having all those anxiety and stammer problems. I pushed myself to be a disc jockey and to stand up in front of people. And that's made such a difference. I'm nowhere near the person I used to be. So for you, you've got the exercises there to do now. You've got video 1 of looking at all the reasons why. We've looked at the traits. And 3, we've now looked at smiling. Get out and smile a little bit each day and then increase it up and up and up. And the key to success, guys, is very simply repetition. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, and eventually you'll just be this person who goes out and smiles. You don't have to be the most outgoing person, you'll just be a person who can go out and smile. So it's worth doing that, and you've got a choice. Do you want to be that miserable monkey going through your day, or do you want to feel better? I've got a task to do later on today, and I'd rather be somewhere else sort of doing some work. However, I'm going to go out, I'm going to enjoy it, I'm going to enjoy spending that time, and I'm going to smile. And then I'll come back and catch up with the work and just have fun with it. So it's a choice. Remember, we've always got choices of how we feel, how we act, what we do, and again, the repetition helps us to practice it. So practice that for a couple of days. Let me know how you get on. If you've got any questions, do keep them coming. I love your questions and thank you for those. And thanks to everybody who comments on these posts and shares them. That really does the world good. And finally, if you're a professional person and you'd like to be happier, you want to deal with your anxiety, your stress, your depression, or anything else, then get in touch with me. Send me a private message, give me a call, or drop me a comment, and we can schedule in a free 15-minute call just to see what you'd like to do and the best way to do that, and hopefully we'll get some results. So wherever you are today, whatever the weather's like, have a great time, and we'll have another live for you very, very shortly. Take care.